thanks a lot for hosting this evening. I see a lot of familiar names online, but I'm Ryan Deegan. I'm the program director at Western. I just took over from Parm Razulunajad in July. Just as a kind of quick background, I think you'll hear it from all the programs today. No matter where you guys end up in the country, you're going to get great surgical training. You're going to be excellent orthopedic trainees. So it's really about finding the program that fits the best with your learning goals and needs. So I'll try to highlight what I think sets Western apart in my mind. I think as a lot of programs do, we prioritize early surgical exposure with graduated autonomy. So I think there's lots of opportunities to get into the OR. We have case logs that support this, with residents logging up to 400 cases by their second year, many of those as first assists or primary surgeons. In addition to that, we also have kind of conventional ways of structuring the academic learning with half days, simulation labs, and lots of cadaveric opportunities throughout the year. We usually start off with some kind of basic approaches in the summertime, and then, surgical simulation labs, and then structured academic half days throughout the rest of the year. We do have a lot of fellows, both in essentially all sites, but they're not meant to be a competition or meant to displace residents. So our motto is that we're a resident first program. So we're always trying to prioritize the educational opportunities and needs of our trainees. In our eyes, the fellows really serve as a near peer mentorship kind of relationship where they help with the techniques, cases, and even fellowship preparation for interviews for those who have gone through the competitive SF match or local competitive fellowships. Our community, we feel, is very strong. We have a great resident cohort who are really focused on wellness and also kind of team bonding events. Residents have a lot of input both in the teaching schedule, but also in the way that we teach. So lots of feedback throughout the year and ways that we kind of adjust and accommodate their educational needs. We have lots of social events, both through things like Journal Club, which are both educational, but also team building type events, and then responsive committees that help organize lots of things as well. I'll also give a special acknowledgement to our PA, Cheryl Jones. I think she's a fantastic resource for a lot of the residents, and she's actually in the past won a Para Award for being a resident advocate, so we have great internal supports. In addition to that, we do have research embedded throughout our curriculum, like all programs do. We do this both longitudinally with protected half days, but also a dedicated third-year research block. For a lot of trainees in their third year, they have the option to opt into a Master's of Surgery program, which does come with additional protected academic time, but this allows them to achieve a graduate degree in tandem or in continuity with the residency training without taking additional time. And this has been very well received. I would say probably half of our residents end up doing this program, and it's been met with great feedback so far. In addition to that, we do have a conventional annual research day, as most programs do, but this really allows for people to present and publish throughout their program. London, Ontario, obviously is a smaller city compared to some of the other cities online today, but it does offer a nice mix of lots of outdoor activities, lots of trails, beaches within 30 minutes, tons of golf if you're into that, and then also close access to a lot of other places like Toronto and Detroit for international travel when you do get some time off. I won't touch too much on this because Winston, our Sioux Chief resident, is going to speak a little bit about some of the successes in the past with fellowship matches, but we do have a broad network that helps with fellowship applications and mentorship in that sense as well. And he'll touch on where some of our trainees have ended up over the last few years. And then looking at wellness, so we do have a lot of attention to this, I think both from a divisional standpoint from the Department of Surgery at Western, but also within the orthopedic division. We give protected half days, journal clubs, and lots of time for exam prep. And again, being a slightly smaller program, we are very accessible for exam prep as you get into your fourth and fifth years with lots of opportunities for mock orals and other things like that. And in addition to that, we're also very receptive to specific needs. So parental leave and accommodations are also part of our day-to-day. So kind of my summary for Western is we really have the best of both worlds, being both big in terms of reputation, case volume, and complexity, but also small in the sense that we're a smaller scale program where you really get to know each other quite well. You'll get to know all the consultants, and they'll get to know you, and they'll appreciate and respect the work that you put in. And this leads to lots of get-togethers, both professionally and outside of work in a social capacity as well. So why I think you should choose Western: I think we have exceptional training with hands-on surgical experience, a very supportive and collegial environment with a high-achieving resident group, and proven pathways that'll help you get you where you need to go, whether that's for a competitive fellowship or a diverse career. But at the end of the day, as I said at the start, I think the fit matters the most. I think picking the program that matches your educational needs and where you have the best support, whether that's from a friend or family standpoint or just educational needs, is what you guys need to do. So I'm happy to answer any questions if you don't feel comfortable asking today. My email's there on the screen. And again, I'll pass it off to Winston at this point.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Dr. Deegan. And Dr. Connor from McMaster University, would you like to share your slides next?
Oh, sorry. Hey,
Oh,
I'm Winston from Western. I'm the chief resident currently. I've also prepared a quick presentation to give our perspective as residents on the program. So if you don't mind, sorry, Dr. Khanna, I'm going to be brief. Um, can everyone see this okay? So, like I said, I'm Winston. In terms of Western, I'm going to focus on three things: the place, the program, and the people. In terms of the place, London's a beautiful city. I've been here for a while now. We are really in the center of a lot of things. We have close beaches close by if you want to take your family on the weekends. And, a couple hours from Toronto, a couple hours from Buffalo, and a couple hours from Detroit if you want to get out and spend the weekend on the big city and watch some sports games. It's quite accessible to do that. In terms of the hospitals, we have three main hospitals. They're located quite close to each other, so you will never be stuck in a long commute going to work, regardless of which site you're in. In terms of the program, the St. Joseph's Hospital is mainly our hand and upper limb center. It's one of the most specialized upper extremity centers in North America. People from all over the world come here to do their fellowships, and as residents, we certainly have the luxury to learn from some of the leaders in this field. In terms of University Hospital, is where our arthroplasty and sports divisions are located. And again, we have great teaching here with some of the leaders in the field situated in this hospital. Victoria Hospital is probably our busiest hospital, mainly covering pediatric, spine, and trauma. And then the elective practice for the trauma surgeons here is foot and ankle. This is where we get a lot of case volume and practical experience. In terms of our schedule, this is an example of our PGY 1 and 2 schedule. We throw our PGY 1s right into our ortho right away, 10 blocks of ortho as PGY 1. So you really get into the thick of it right from the beginning. In PGY 2, you notice that we used to do a block of vascular surgery, but due to resident feedback and we do implement a lot of our resident feedback. If we have any concerns or anything like that, we have a really great leadership team. Dr. Deegan, Dr. Rosalind Jed, and our division chief, Dr. Lawendi, were very receptive in making changes to our training. So we did have quite a bit of feedback saying vascular surgery was not particularly useful in terms of our education. So we opt out of it, and now you have an option of doing an additional community elective or going away to an outside institution for elective in PGY2. PGY3 is mainly all orthopedics, and everyone gets 3 blocks of research. And in PGY4, we do 2 blocks of elective and an additional block of oncology in Toronto um, uh, as the PGY4. And then PGY5 is mostly all ortho with a block of time off for studying for the Royal College exam. In terms of our highlights, as Dr. Deegan alluded to, early operative room exposure, really great teaching as well as research. So here's a few of the cases that we would be able to routinely do, even starting in PGY 1 and 2. And you really get a lot of hands-on experience right away. In terms of teaching, I think we are quite unique in the sense that every day we have morning teaching led by consultants. It does, force us to be prepared and be well read. And in addition to that, we have weekly grand rounds, academic half day, cadaver lab, simulation lab, as well as boot camp for the PGY ones. Here are just some photos of simulated training that we have throughout the year. We learn from some of the great leaders in the field, and we have both informal and formal learning, both from our consultants and also from our senior residents. Again, these are some photos from boot camp. We make sure that the PGY ones feel ready right away from the beginning. So we have a day dedicated to practicing some common injections and cast application, halo application, things like that in first year. In terms of research, it is one of our strengths. We have lots of research opportunities across all hospitals, whether you're into clinical research or biomechanical research, epidemiology, all of that. You will find someone who is willing to mentor you and make sure you have some projects underway. And like Dr. Deegan said, there is an optional master's program in PGY3 that you do as part of your residency. So it is quite unique in a sense that you don't have to take additional years off to do your master's program. I currently completed my master's, so if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. And we get support and funding to go to conferences and courses to present our masters, and as well as learn from these courses like AO Basic and other great courses across all different specialties. These are photos from our mission trips. Broken Earth is a mission trip for spine, and there's also Operation Walk, which we do in South America for hip and knee replacements. And finally, the people. We have an awesome group. This is a bit of a shameless plug to our Instagram page if you want to keep up of what we do and get some more photos of the fun things that we do in addition to our training. We have lots of social events, fantasy football leagues and trophies, journal clubs, women in ortho interest groups, things like that, and lots of fun times. And after work, we often get hydration rounds, is what we call it. So we do get along really well and have fun while we work hard. More recent photos, we have a holiday party bottom right, and on courses in the middle, you see during our AO basic course, we went to some amusement parks and whatnot. So we certainly do enjoy work our lives outside of work as well. In terms of our success, we are a great training program. In the last 10 years, 45 out of 46 of our graduates have permanent jobs. The one last one is completing their second fellowship. In our most recent graduate class, there's 6 of them, 5 of them are doing fellowships now, and one actually went directly into community practice without an additional fellowship. Here are our recent graduates and where they match to fellowship. As you can see, lots of very competitive fellowship opportunities that we send our graduates to, ranging from HSS for sports, Mayo Clinic for joints, Mayo Arizona trauma. We've sent graduates to Yale and Arizona, spine, San Francisco and Stanford, upper extremity. Graduates going to Rothman and Mayo Clinic. So we do get quite good support as trainees here from our faculty in matching to very competitive fellowships. Obviously we have a focus to transition to residency. It can be hard. So we have a buddy call system, we have boot camps, we have social events, and most importantly, we have a very supportive co-resident group. So thanks for your time, and hopefully we get to see a few of you next year here, and all the best to everyone.